Hi guys, I'm Dara and welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching and Happy New Year. This is my first video for the year and hopefully I can upload more videos this time rather than 2 each month. Today I'd like to show you how I do a cream contour and I hope that you like it, you learn something from it. Before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let's see the video together. For my primer, I'm going to use the Unicorn Essence from Fauxfilter. I saw this on Instagram and I was really curious on how it works because the girls look so flawless. So I went to Sephora and I found this small bottle. Went to my dress. And I realized that it really has good ingredients with it and it works well with the current foundation that I'm using. I'm using the Fauxfilter foundation from Huda Beauty and I'm in the shade Macchiato. For my brows, I'm using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefiit and I'm in the shade number 6. And lately, I've been using a really dark shade of brow pencil that I can ever find. In fact, I chose the darkest among the shade range for this one because I realized that my brow hairs are really sparse. But I kind of like how my hair grows naturally. In fact, I bushed up my brow hair because I really like to see all the hairs or the natural contour of my brows. So this is it. They're all going up and some are down and mostly they're all scattered. So easy to fill it in. And to add volume to my brows, I'm using the Gimme Brow from Benefiit. Now that I already applied my primer, my foundation, and my brows are up, I like to go straight first to the main topic of this tutorial, which is to show you how to use a cream contour. And for that, I'm going to use the contour palette from Cover FX. Let me show you what we have here. If you can see, this is very well loved. The upper part here are the concealers or the highlighters depending on how you want to project your concealer. If you want it to just conceal or you highlight some parts of your face. So this is mainly the concealer that we use every day to conceal our under eyes or any dark spots of our face. So this one is a little shimmery. This will highlight the highest points of our face. Both here underneath are the contour shades. The difference between a contour and a bronzer is the bronzer has a brownish type of undertone. It can be a little bit of yellow or a little bit red or orange. It will brighten your face like you have been sun-kissed. While a contour shade is grayish undertone, so this will give a little shadow on your face that makes us look like everything is sucked within. We chisel our face to appear like we have a small chin. To apply this, you can use a concealer brush, something like this or something bigger. I think this is the Anastasia number. I can't remember what number, it's already erased. But you can use this brush or you can use a kabuki brush, which I always use, especially when I don't put any foundation and I just have to leave the house really fast. So I just use this, put it on my under eyes and boom, it just do its work. And I'm going to use the other side of it. And I'm going to apply this just like a normal foundation. So if you can see it's too bright, don't worry, this is very sheer. It will still do the work. Or it's because I got darker these days, like maybe I lost weight so I got back my skin color. It's not stretched anymore. And you also have to be careful on what kind of concealer you use in that palette because you might not like what you're using, but I have been using this for like years, so I already know that this will not make my face too white. It will just brighten. So I want to put here. We'll be using this to clean up my brows. I would use this to just prime my eyes as well. To blend this, I'm going to use the same beauty blender that I applied my foundation with. I'd like to use a cream contour because it just blends on my skin naturally. In fact, this is the second palette that I have, and it is currently on sale at Sephora, so I always grab this chance that I can get this cheaper. I decided to make a tutorial on how to put on a cream contour because it sounds intimidating, sounds difficult, but they're just similar on applying other types of contour kit. Now I already applied my concealer. It's up to you if you wanted to use the same concealer, or you can use just other concealers that you have. Like usually I put a Shape Tape on top of it if I'm going to work, but if it's just a normal day, I'm sticking to this because I think it's just good enough on what kind of coverage that I need. Now we are going to proceed on using a contour. If you can see on other makeup artists or any bloggers on social media, they apply the concealer and the contour together. It looks nice. If I have time, I would separate applying my concealer and my contour because I don't like them to smudge in between. I'd like the contour to be like create a shadow on top of the concealer. But if you like to apply them together, why not? Then you can do it as well. However, today for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to break it down to you slowly so it's easy to follow. We are using a contour shade. Either you can use the one on the left, which is the number 3, or the number 4. Mostly I mix them, but lately I have been liking using this darkest shade here, so I am going to show this to you so that you can also see it in the camera visibly. So I'm going to use this shade, the other part of my brush. So I'm going to apply it here. So idea of applying it is when you smile, there is a shadow in here that makes your cheekbones lifted, or if you suck in your cheeks, then this is the line. So as for me, I like it rounded because I like it that when I smile, I look very glowy. And if you want it straight, do it as well. Today I like to make it rounded. So you start from the very tip of your hairline, like that. And I like them to even up, so I do the same thing on the other side before I apply to the rest of my face. So I make sure that I have chiseled my face over here. It's like drawing on how you want your face to appear when there is light. So I like to make it a little thicker here, and then thinner going to the chin. I'll do the same on the other side. Thicker here and thinner here on the chin. If you like your chin chiseled more, you can also apply it here. There. Then I'm going to put a little bit here on my hairline to connect them all. If you have a big forehead, you can put it on the top, but as for me, I don't need to lessen that up, so I'm just going to put a little bit on the side. I also like to contour my nose, and I'd like to start from the upper part of the bridge and down. Going up. Now I'm ready to blend them all in. I'm going to use the same beauty blender. You can also use a kabuki brush. It's up to you if this is your preference. You can also use a contour brush. Where is it? A contour brush like this, like that. I like to use this when I'm using a contour stick or a powder contour, but today I'm sticking to the beauty blender. I'm just going to slowly blend them in. So this, you have to be careful on how you blend this, otherwise you'll be able to, like as I said, like the brush, you will just dig in the foundation and the primer that you have been using earlier. So just tap it very gently, like a press. If it's your first time, try to just press it first gently and roll it up. So if you are applying a contour, always apply it going upwards, especially from the cheekbones. So upward. And now that you already got the type of pressure that you like to use in applying your contour, so you can continue doing that. And on the sides, I will do it outwards. so it will look like it's connected completely to your skin. And make sure that you don't lose a spot going towards your hairline. Since I applied my contour at the top of my face, at the outer part of my cheekbones, I'm going to blend it outwards like that, because I don't like to create dark spot over here in the middle of my cheeks. So, and the other half here, I'm going to do the same thing. So from my nose, now that we are chiseled, we are going to set this up to make sure that they are all in place. We are first going to set the concealer that we applied earlier. I'm using the Perfect setting powder from Cover FX, and I am using the beauty blender to apply it under my eyes. I'm not going to bake. I'm just going to set those that I have applied concealer on. Okay, so make sure you look up and then take a little bit of the product and press. Look up and press. I'm also going to do this to my nose at the center, because this is the first one that gets very dewy during the day. And also my forehead. And of course, we are using a cream contour that also needs to be set so that it won't perspire, it won't create any oiliness in our face during the day, especially when there's sun. So it's up to you if you wanted to use a setting powder, but for me, I like to personally use a bronzer. Bronzer is also a good powder to enhance our makeup, enhance our contour. So with that, I'm going to use Hoola from Benefiit. It still smells the same. This is my fourth, I think this is my fourth that I ever bought. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush to apply this. Make sure that everything that you have applied in your face is dry. Putting on a setting powder is different, and also putting on a blush or a bronzer or anything in your face using a brush on the side is different. It will create cakiness. It might create some crumbling in any part of your face, because the setting powder is being pressed by a beauty blender, while on the side is just using the tip of your brush. I hope that makes sense. So we are brushing this downwards. And since we already have a cream contour and it's well blended, we are not going to empower that with a bronzer. So I'm just going to put it here where I have applied my contour earlier. That goes with the other side of my face too. You can actually create a contour here on the neck, but I don't think I will need that today because of what I'm wearing. But mostly I do contour a small V here on my neck, so it appears like everything is sucked in. So I'm just going to enhance this using a blush here that I always use with my trusty Smashbox palette. So we are just using a little bit of a blush just to give it life as well, a little bit of color. Putting a bronzer alone is just good enough, you know. So I realized I just brought one brush, which I always use every day, and I use this for my bronzer, even for my highlighter, for my blush. And yeah, I got used to this, so I'm using this today. Also not to clean the rest of my brushes. You can bake the lower part of your cheeks here to make it more chiseled. Let's do that. So both the contour and the bronzer that are being used at the lower part of my face, or in the chin part, or in my cheekbones, doesn't fight in between here. Otherwise it becomes super dark. So you can just put a little bit of a powder here on the side, or you can just use your setting powder and just, you know, put it here in the middle. But I don't think I like to do that today. But what I always do is I use this banana powder shade and tap it and just tap it here underneath my cheekbones to clean it up. It's like a cheat, which is very useful. It's like a hack as well. So if you can see, it's very chiseled. So it's up to you how you want to use that. And if you think that everything is too much, you can just get a clean brush and just brush it over, which I always do. Now let's put on a highlight, and I'm going to use, this is so gross, so I'm going to use a clean brush now. So let's use a proper highlighter brush. So I'm going to just use this highlighter brush over here. Let's make things simple, you know, because we don't really need complicated things. To be honest, I do use this for my highlighter. I'm gonna use it now. So see, it's highlighted. Other side. See, it's highlighted. Doesn't really affect your makeup. So it's okay as long as you know which part of your brush that you have used for your contour or for your blush. Let's finish this here. So I have, yeah, here a little bit here on the top. Since I didn't use this highlighter, usually I put it on the top of my cheekbones, but I don't know why didn't I do that today. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this to put more at the inner corner of my eyes because they are creasing. Set this using the rest of the powder that I have used earlier for my face. So I'm just going to set this here, make sure they're all creaseless today. To enhance the contours of my eyes, I'm going to use this Hoola bronzer and just sweep it over just underneath the brow bone. I'll make it a little hard at the top of the bridge of my nose, like just quickly enhance my contour on the bridge of my nose. Next, I'm going to line the lower part of my eyes. Next, I'm going to smoke this out using a pencil brush and with this gray shade over here from Moroccan Spice palette from Fenty Beauty, and this is the shade Shisha Smoke. Gently smoke this out. At the same time, using an eyeshadow, we'll set the black eyeliner that I just used earlier. So with either would it be a pencil or a gel, it will be set using an eyeshadow. So I'm going to use the shade called Spice Trip, and I'm going to mix it a little bit with Come and Get It, and I'm going to smoke the lower part here so it doesn't get boring. And then I'm going to use the Come and Get It at the upper part of my lids, just a little bit to just give it a little definition here. For the inner part of my lids, I'm going to use this highlighter here from my contour palette and just clean it up. I'm just going to set this again. The same highlighter that I've used for my cheekbones today. Just put it in my inner corners. I'm just going to curl my lashes. For my mascara, I'm going to use the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefiit. I am using mostly Benefiit products for my brows and my lashes because they really have good products. I'm just going to quickly put on my lashes. This is Valentina from House of Lashes, and I'll be right back. Now that I have my lashes on, I'm waiting for it to dry. I'm going to first put on a lip balm. And this, I find it a hack that my lip liner just can easily glide on it. I'm using this lip liner from MAC, and this is the shade Chicory. For my lipstick, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick, and this is the shade Bombshell. This is Gloss Bomb from Fenty Beauty, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. To finish it all up, I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus to set my face, and I'm ready to go. I hope that you like this look and you learned something from it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, come back, and let's have fun. I'll see you on my next video. Mwah!